Thank you so much for coming. We're absolutely delighted to host this event this evening on UK PACT. We've got a very packed agenda to go with the title of the event. And it's really, really exciting to be here in person to talk about some of the successes from the programme and from our partner countries so far. This has been a long time in the making, and I've been at many a COP up until now talking about what we hope to do, and it's fantastic to actually be able to talk about the things that we are doing together. My name's Jenny McInnes. I'm the Deputy Director for International Climate Finance in the UK and the Programme Director for UK PACT. And I'll be chairing the event tonight. And so we want to give you a bit of an overview of all of the different things that we've been doing. But before we pass to our panel representatives, country representatives, we're first going to hear from Kate Hughes, who's the Director of International Climate Change in BEIS, and she'll give a brief introduction to the programme, tell us a bit about its ambition and some exciting new announcements. So please, Kate, come on up.
Hi everyone, thank you very much, and it is very, very exciting to be here. Yes, my name's Kate Hughes. I'm Director for International Climate Change in BEIS, and like Jenny said, I've also too been following this for a really long time, so it's exciting to be here and to talk about what we're already doing and what we're going to do next as well. And actually, it was quite interesting. I was at another event last night here in the pavilion, and we were talking about partnership as well, and just how exciting it is and how important it is to be able to do these things in person as well, and to kind of overcome those barriers, particularly when we're talking about working in partnership and sharing experiences and talking to each other in a way which is then properly inclusive as well. You don't have to worry about time barriers and Wi-Fi connections and those things. So welcome, and it's brilliant to have you here in the audience, and hopefully there are people whose Wi-Fi connection has made it and may be watching live or watching later as well too. So I'm really pleased to be here at an event where we're going to showcase this flagship programme that collaborates with partner countries to tackle climate change and support a green, resilient and inclusive economic recovery, particularly given the impacts of COVID as well. It's not necessary to restate the global challenge that we all face, and we've all come here to COP to try and solve. Many here will spend much of your time debating, designing, delivering climate action in your countries. And the significance of that work shouldn't and can't be understated as we come together to secure a comprehensive and ambitious set of outcomes that accelerate climate action and get the world on track for 1.5 degrees. And the 4 key themes of our COP presidency are mitigation, adaptation, finance, and collaboration. And all 4 of those are really relevant to this conversation today. But particularly collaboration, so I'm going to focus a bit about that. We need collaboration and cooperation to address the gaps in ambition for reducing emissions. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, we've seen significant progress over the last few years, with recent announcements and new commitments starting COP off with really great momentum. And to date, 123 updated NDCs have been submitted, covering 150 parties. And I know that was updated relatively recently. It might even have gone up since then. They're coming through thick and fast. So these announcements are heartening and extremely welcome. But we can't slow down at this point. We all know that. More action is needed, and it's needed now. We must all pull together in this global effort and ensure that those countries most vulnerable to climate change are supported. And the UK will continue to provide this support, increasing its funding to work with partner countries. We've been doubling our climate finance budget to at least £11.6 billion between 2021 and 2025. So within this budget, our international climate finance, the Prime Minister announced at UNGA this year, so just a couple of months ago, £200 million of new funding for UK PACT, the UK's flagship climate technical assistance programme. And actually, we deliberately chose the name to reflect the partnership working that we place at the heart of this initiative, not just the spelling out of that acronym, but the word PACT as well. And that £200 million will enable UK PACT to further develop those vital relationships with countries that we partner with, responding directly to demand to support their NDCs. And since its inception in 2018, UK PACT has expanded from 3 original pilot countries to now being available in 16 countries, providing targeted capacity building support. It's currently delivering nearly 120 projects across these countries in a variety of critical sectors, including green finance, clean energy, sustainable mobility, nature and climate policy. And this demand-driven, multi-sector approach means that UK PACT responds to the most pertinent needs expressed by partner countries and delivers against these needs effectively through its diverse and flexible offer, whether that be larger multi-year projects or short-term sharing of technical expertise. This isn't just a matter of having multiple strings to our bow, but it's having the correct target picked out as well. And working in collaboration with the NDC partnership team as well, which we're currently co-chairing, has been really important for UK PACT. It's allowed us to align our support with the evolving needs of partner countries in a really efficient way, effectively, and in collaboration with other donors as well. And that means it all comes together in one direction to increase the capacity of countries to accelerate climate action, and we can see the evidence already of that work. So let me say something briefly about the successes that we are already seeing through this work. So in Colombia, to kick off with, they were an early partner for us in UK PACT, and they're already driving lasting and transformational change with support from UK PACT. Our green finance projects have enabled the issuance of green bonds worth $80 million, and just recently the publication of Colombia's green taxonomy, another key tool that will help increasing finance flows towards green infrastructure. Other projects have supported the growth of clean energy, supporting Colombia's renewable energy auctions, which will help to increase the share of solar and wind in Colombia's energy mix to at least 12% by 2022. And also important forest projects are working with eco-tourism hosts to promote businesses that value standing forests and support local communities. On leveraging finance, UK PACT has also demonstrated an ability to leverage private sector finance to support that transition to clean growth. Our results showed that by March 2021, our portfolio, with a spend of just £22 million, had mobilised around £500 million of private sector investment, which is a pretty fantastic return on our investment, our collective investment in building capability with our partner countries. And the mobilisation of the private sector finance is a core objective of this COP2, and more broadly, of course, a big requirement of the global transition we need to see. But we all know there's more that we need to do. And through the event tonight, we're going to see further examples of the impact that UK PACT is having through a few programme videos, and also from our fantastic set of speakers here about how UK PACT is supporting work in their countries. UK PACT will build on these successes to help countries develop and implement long-term strategies in support of ambitious NDCs, all aiming towards 1.5 degrees. And I think that's the really critical thing here of our programme. We're kind of there for the long term. We know this isn't something where you just come in, quick term, disappear. We are there with you for the long term. And this isn't just about carbon emissions either. It's about the lives of real people. Economic growth has to be green and resilient and inclusive. As a programme, we want to enhance its work on gender equality and social exclusion so that local contexts and voices are heard, considered and acted on. And of course, we'll continue to work with partners to identify and act on emerging issues and priorities. And now I'm going to come to the exciting bit. So as part of this continued commitment and effort, I'm delighted to make a number of announcements today. Firstly, UK PACT's Green Recovery Challenge Fund will be launching its third funding round in March 2022. £18 million of funding will be available for projects up to 3 years in length to support 10 ODA-eligible countries across Latin America, Africa and Asia to accelerate that low-carbon transition. The themes of that will be confirmed early in next year. And to date, the fund has provided support to projects focused on electrifying urban mobility, greening financial systems, clean energy transitions and nature-based solutions. So you can see it can have really wide applicability. Second, Colombia, where we recently launched a new third funding round of our successful UK PACT programme. And building on the achievements of those first and second phases, this new phase will allocate up to £4.5 million over 3 years to respond directly to the priorities of the Colombian government, with projects focused on sustainable urban planning, supporting Colombians' biodiversity policy and improving bioeconomy opportunities. It's one of my favourite pun names as well. I said it pretty badly, didn't I? But never mind. Biodiversities. It looks better written down than maybe saying it. Through this new phase, UK PACT will continue to play an important role in our partnership with Colombia, supporting emissions reductions and bringing us closer towards our climate global goals. And finally, I'm really excited to announce that today we are launching new funding round for our Indonesia UK PACT programme for work on energy efficiency worth £2.7 million over 3 years. This, along with the Low Carbon Cities and Transport Round launched last September, amounts to £11.7 million over this period. We're going to see a video soon about what's happening in Indonesia in the cities and transport sector ahead of our next speaker, who I'm really delighted can join us today. And this funding will build on a really strong foundation of UK-Indonesia collaboration on climate, including the Flagship Mentari programme, a UK-Indonesia low-carbon energy partnership, and the Indonesian Future Cities programme, which supports sustainable transport. So I'm really excited to hear about these programmes today from the people on our panel and in the videos too. I hope you are as well, and we're really excited, as I said, to be working in this partnership. I hope this gives you a flavour of the kind of work that we have been doing and hope to do in the future. And of course, as we kind of started, right at the heart of this is working in partnership with countries. And that's why, actually, the important thing today is to hear from our partner countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kate. You can probably see that we're all extremely excited and proud of everything that's been delivered so far. But as Kate said, really the pride should be with our partners who've done all of the hard work, and we're here to hear about their achievements. So I'm going to let you, I'll introduce our next speaker, Pak Hendro Gunawan, who will tell us about the work in Indonesia. But first, we're going to show you a little video, which is, again, really exciting to whet your taste buds on some of the things that we've been doing in country.
In Jakarta, Indonesia, it is the city's many buses that offer much needed affordable public transport to millions of citizens. They are responsible for almost half of transport emissions. In response, Jakarta's government has set an ambitious target to reduce emissions through phasing out fossil fuel buses by 2025. To help achieve these goals, Transjakarta, Jakarta's rapid bus system, has committed to deploy 10,000 e-buses by 2030. With support from UK PACT, ITDP are creating a comprehensive action plan and policy recommendations to scale up the electrification of Transjakarta buses. Recognizing the crucial role of service for low-income and vulnerable groups, the project is also building knowledge and capacity on equality and accessibility, ensuring no one left behind. This project is at the heart of Jakarta's green recovery, with the potential to save almost 1 million metric tons of CO2 by 2030.
There you go. Pak Hendro, can I hand over to you? We'd love to hear more about your experience. Are you happy to? There's a microphone next to you. If you, yeah. It's up to you. No. Okay.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, James. Hi, everybody. Honorable Miss Kate Hughes, Director of International Climate Change, Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, UK, and my fellow speaker from Mexico and South Africa. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you to COP Presidents and the UK government for organizing these plenaries. And the UK has become one of Indonesian partners countries that support our country journey to realize energy transitions. We would like to take this opportunity to share strategies in fulfilling the target of greenhouse gas emission reductions, particularly in the energy sectors. We committed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 29% in 2030 with our self-efforts, and with international support, we will achieve 41%. Indonesia's current power generation is still dominated by fossil fuels right now, and the national electrification ratio is in this first semester of 2021 was 99.37%, and mainly is from coal. Ladies and gentlemen, significant effort we should be made to accelerate the energy transitions to implement cleaner and greener energy, such as the first one, massive new and renewable energy deployments. Government of Indonesia has endorsed a Green General Plan on Electricity of 2021 until 2030. We call this plan green because we will allocate more than 50% of additional capacity to new and renewable energy sources, mainly from solar power plants. The cost of building solar power system becomes cheaper with faster constructions. Going forward, we are maximizing floating and rooftop solar PV. Indonesia also has a plan to export solar PV-based electricity to the neighboring countries in ASEAN. I'm sorry. The second one is improving accessibilities and building interconnection of transmissions. Indonesia is island countries, and we are planning to develop super grid, call it Nusantara grid, starting after 2025. And the idea is based on the fact that Indonesia is an archipelagic country and need to provide energy access to local peoples. The super grid is also intended to address mismatch between renewable energy resources and the location of high electricity demand area. For the implementation of electrification program in remote areas, the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources of Indonesia is also planning to accelerate local renewable energy developments, including renewable base of grid and microgrid projects. This is also part of our plan to reach 100% electrification target by 2022. Implementation of appropriate technologies is also needed not only to maintain and improve supply reliability and efficiency, but also to integrate renewable energy and anticipate the intermittent nature of renewable energy, especially from solar and wind powers. The third one related with innovative technology. We need technology to develop renewable energy and its trading, especially in Southeast Asia region, such as smart grids, smart meters, and also energy storage systems. Innovative low-emission technologies such as CCS or CCUS technologies in some extent could be implemented in existing fossil power generation to accelerate the emission reduction while transitioning to cleaner and greener energy. New coal-fired power plants will utilize carbon capture and storage, carbon capture, utilization and storage technology, as it is one important emission reduction technologies that can be applied across the energy system. The technology has already existed, but there is a challenge to make it economically viable. Hydrogen and ammonia is also in our plan to be used as energy storage. The fourth one is the reduction of fossil energy resource utilizations. In order to reduce emission while improving energy access in remote areas, Indonesia will reduce the use of fossil energy as one of the strategies in energy transition roadmap between 2021 and 2060. Through these programs, we will conduct gradual retirement of coal power plants and conversion of diesel power plant into gas and local-based renewable energy, while taking into account the socio-economic and development aspects. In the green electricity planning, fossil fuel power plant will still account for 48% of power generations. However, there will be no additional new coal power plants unless it is already in financial closing or under construction stage. Gas will also contribute as the main energy source in power sectors and could potentially become the best fuel for generating blue hydrogen and blue ammonia productions. These clean energy technologies are expected to accelerate emission reduction, create future clean energy market, and bridging to renewable development as well as in fuel switching and energy transitions. The fifth is the downstreaming in coal. Indonesia has plenty of coal resources and in many ways are a big part of our economies. Therefore, we are planning to use our coal resources and downstreaming it to create other useful products. Other than burning it to generate electricity, coal can also be turned into briquettes, cokes, and heavy fuel oils. Through the process of gasification, liquefaction, and other methods of conversions, coal can be used to produce high-value chemicals products such as methanol, dimethyl ether, and ammonia, which is used to create biodiesels, replacing LPG, or to produce fertilizers. Coal downstreaming is important because it allows us to grow our industry sectors and maintain a healthy economy while balancing the effect of its decline use in the power sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, all policy above are part of our big ambition to achieve net zero emission in 2060 or sooner. With tangible support and commitment from international communities, including UK, we believe to achieve net zero emission sooner than 2060. The key element of net zero emission 2060 is Indonesia's bold commitment to phase out coal powers. Reducing the role of coal power plant will increase the role of renewables. However, we will emphasize doing energy transition while maintaining energy security, access, and affordability. These strategies, along with supporting mechanism and adequate funding, will support the implementation of energy transitions. I believe that most of the countries around the world are arranging such strategies with their own unique approach. Currently, Indonesia is in close partnership with UK government under Flagship of UK Indonesia Low Carbon Energy Sector Programs, named Mentari. This program has been executed since 2019 and support the government of Indonesia in seeking low carbon energy transition pathways that is suitable for Indonesia. Furthermore, together with UK, we are coordinating all international support for Indonesia's low carbon energy sector transitions under Friend of Indonesia Renewable Energy Dialogues. We understand that UK PACT will support Indonesia in energy sectors, low carbon transport sector, and carbon pricing sectors. We are working together with other ministries like Ministry of Transportation and Coordinating Ministry for Maritime Affairs and Investment. And we also have seen the video for Jakarta EV public transport has been supported by UK government. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, effective engagement is the key to success toward low carbon energy. We hope this event could showcase our commitment toward a better future for implementing an energy transition toward carbon neutrality, energy transition, low carbon transport, and carbon pricing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pak Hendro. It's fantastic to be partnering with Indonesia. And while the partnership is new for us through UK PACT, we're building on really strong foundations. It's fantastic to be working together. Thank you. Can I now welcome, I'm going to again show another video. So we're delighted to have the governor from Yucatan here, Mauricio Villadazal, and he's going to tell us a bit about the inspiring work that's been happening in Yucatan. But first, you can see some of this work for yourself.
Approximately 22 million people in Latin America live off-grid, the large majority in remote and isolated communities in which grid extension is extremely challenging. These rural households light their homes with high-emission fossil fuels that can have a negative impact on their health and the environment. Solar energy represents a pathway of change for these communities. My name is Maria Jose, and I'm the CCO of Ilumexico. In the last 10 years, we have impacted 115,000 people across more than 2,000 communities in Mexico by providing affordable and sustainable energy access with 24,000 solar home systems. We have also helped to displace more than 25,000 tons of CO2 from the environment. With the support of UK PACT, Ilumexico is working with subnational governments to design sustainable energy access programs that will ensure the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions whilst improving the quality of life of off-grid families. Through this project, Ilumexico is collecting data from off-grid communities and helping co-design public policies that are aligned with the needs, aspirations, and financial capacity of the families. We're also working together with communities and public bodies to define the structures required to implement long-lasting solutions, by shifting the paradigm of rural electrification towards sustainable strategies. By providing a blueprint for sustainable and affordable energy access, initiatives such as this will help transform the lives of thousands of families in Latin America and contribute to ensuring that countries in the region, like Mexico, achieve their climate ambitions.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I want to say that for us in Mexico, UK PACT means action. Here in this meeting, a lot of people say we have to stop talking and we have to make action. For us, that's been UK PACT. For a brief background, I would like to share to you about something about Yucatan. Yucatan is located in the southeast of Mexico. And for us, it's imperative to our region to undertake sustainability projects urgently. To begin with, Yucatan is one of Mexico's 32 states. We have 2.3 people living in the state, 106 municipalities. Although 50% of the population lives in the capital, in Mérida. We have 378 kilometers of coastlines, and we have 10% of Mexico mangroves, and a coastal lagoon system that harbors a great biological diversity together with the 535,000 hectares of natural protected areas. However, due to our geographical position, the crustic soil and the conditions of the aquifer with the presence of caves, caverns, and cenotes, our state is also threatened by the effects of climate change. As a matter of fact, last year, we not only had to deal with the pandemic, but also with 2 hurricanes and 3 tropical storms that brought serious damages. To measure the impact, since records have been kept, it rained 71% more than the average annual rainfall. This caused the phreatic level to rise 5 meters above sea level, causing severe flooding through Yucatan, and about 85% of crops was lost and thousands of homes were damaged as a result. Therefore, implementing actions to mitigate these catastrophes become our priority. For this reason, we set ourselves the task of promoting joint strategies by creating partnerships with allies such as UK PACT, whom we thank for supporting Yucatan on this path toward becoming more sustainable every day. This partnership has been so solid that I am proud to share with you that Yucatan is the Mexican state where the largest number of UK PACT initiatives have been implemented, which shows the trust placed in us to fulfill the international commitments. That being said, today I would like to tell you about some of our most recent efforts in the framework of UK PACT collaboration. Firstly, I would like to share about the new just approved by the Congress last week, the first climate change law of Yucatan, the first one in Mexico by a state. This initiative was done with a collaboration and with a process which incorporates the vision of organizations and experts on climate change at a regional, national, and international level. In addition, it allows for the cross-cutting approach of the state climate policy by establishing specific attributions for all government sectors, including mobility, coastal management, fisheries, water, biodiversity, sustainable primary production waste, and energy. I would also like to share with you another initiative in which we collaborate with UK PACT, which is the project called Designing and Implementing Capacity Building Models to Improve the Process of Beekeepers, which is being carried out in the Puc Biocultural State Reserve. Yucatan is the second largest honey producer in the country, since beekeeping is the most important economic activity for the rural communities in the area. In fact, there are currently more than 13,000 families dedicated to this activity with more than 370,000 hives. Therefore, this project brings a positive ecological and social impact. To this day, it has been implemented 6 training models to strengthen the capacities of 650 beekeepers to improve their skills and thereby improve the beekeeping activity that contributes to conserve more of the 135,000 hectares of the state reserve. Another great program in collaboration with UK PACT is the Green Financing for Smart Cities, through which, together with IDOM Consulting, we are carrying out a study for reforestation in the state reserve of Cenotes Ring. This study is required to identify the priority site with the highest degree of degradation in the state reserve, in order to be reforested based on their social, legal, and environmental conditions. As a result, it will allow us to target the state's tree planting strategy to protect the water that supplies the metropolitan zone of Mérida. Likewise, also with UK PACT and IDOM, we are working on studies regarding the environmental, social, and economic benefits of the bike lines. We have a new bike line plan, as well as the study to evaluate the implementation of a micro-mobility system. To put this in context, we recently made 72 new kilometers of bike lines, thus offering an additional transportation alternative to a city that has been dominated by cars. As you can see, all of these projects that we are carrying out jointly with UK PACT demonstrate the importance of networking and joining forces to address climate change. It also highlights the crucial role of subnational governments for the implementation of the Paris Agreement. In Yucatan, we are committed to local actions to have a global impact. However, we all have to answer to this call. Our planet depends on how much effort we put into solving this climate emergency before the damage becomes irreversible and we lost our future. Thank you very much, UK PACT, for your support with Yucatan, and we're looking forward to continue working with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Governor. Again, really inspiring to hear, and particularly given our work together through UK PACT started in Mexico, and just to see the progress that's been made in a few years is fantastic. I'd now like to introduce Nyoku Naidu, who's the Director for Climate Change in the Presidential Climate Change Commission in South Africa. And again, we will see a little bit about the work.
In order to meet our global climate goals, governments around the world have set ambitious targets to decarbonize their economies. UK PACT's Skillshares and Secondments is supporting partner countries by enabling the transfer of knowledge and building of core skills. Since 2018, we have deployed experts from a growing roster of individuals to multiple partner countries worldwide. From targeted training programs to in-depth policy reviews, these experts have provided advice and helped strengthen capacities and knowledge across multiple sectors of climate mitigation. Expert deployments can range from a few days to longer-term secondments, but they are all rooted in sustainable partnerships that recognize local needs and capacities. In Colombia, UK PACT has provided inputs to support the early development of offshore wind projects.
Working with the UK PACT and with the UK in general has been very easy. We've been able to set straightforward goals. It'll also give us the opportunity to attract foreign investment, to be part of conversations of leading edge technology that we have not yet seen developed in our country, and also hopefully see us install our first onshore and offshore wind projects, thanks to the capabilities that we will learn from you.
What I have learned is that really important to understand the local culture, and being Colombia, that he's been very helpful to be able to transfer the knowledge from the UK adapted to the local needs. So we have been increasing those type of relations and having a more friendly and honest conversation. I think that has been something very different from other type of projects.
UK PACT support emphasizes peer-to-peer exchange. For example, in South Africa, UK PACT experts have been supporting in the creation of theories of change to support the country's national hydrogen roadmap with learning opportunities on both sides.
The vision of the Hydrogen Society Roadmap is an inclusive, sustainable, and competitive hydrogen economy by 2050. The Skillshare assisted the DSI in bringing together government, private sector, and civil society to set the vision that defines success for the South African hydrogen journey.
I've seen the way the South African partners use the theory of change to articulate a vision and create buy-in across the stakeholders. And I thought that was a really unique and new way to me of using theories of change within the policy-making process.
Critically, expert deployments respond to demand directly emanating from partner countries, delivering rapid, targeted support in areas of greatest strategic importance.
This UK PACT program of offshore wind between the UK and Colombia has really been an excellent experience because it has been a truly different way of delivering a project. It has allowed us to provide a tailored, a flexible, and a very responsive type of knowledge transfer to Colombia to identify what are the key questions that they have and then answer them in a quickly and a more conversational way with them.
One of the benefits of working with UK PACT has been the ability to shape and scope the technical assistance. We were able to set up the Skillshare in a matter of weeks and include topics that are critical for our city and for our country.
We can only rise to the challenges of the climate crisis by working together. UK PACT's Skillshares and secondments offer a bespoke opportunity for direct government-to-government collaboration. To find out more about UK PACT's vision for a greener future and how you can get involved, please visit www.ukpact.co.uk.
Great. So now you've heard a bit more about how our Skillshares and secondments work. Nyoku, would you come and you can talk from there, or thank you.
So I'd just like to say we really appreciate the support and the way the development of the UK PACT process has actually been executed in South Africa. It's quite new in the way that it's been executed. And from my personal experience working in development organization previously, there's been instances of quite strong engagement, sometimes almost to the detriment of a project. And I find that the way I've been engaging with the UK PACT program and being on secondment to the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment, and subsequently to the Presidential Climate Commission, has been an interesting and very collaborative way. So I do appreciate that nuance of the way that we're engaging. And specifically on the work that I'm engaged in on the Presidential Climate Commission, that's currently undertaking the work of the Just Transition Framework, it is steeped in transparency and a deep level of justice. And so when looking at the way that it's been, the UK PACT process has been supported in South Africa, it allows the actual institutions to to have a level of agency when executing that work, which is trying not to recreate the problems that we currently find in this economy. And as my final thought on this, it's been quite a journey of finding a new way of operating. There's a fine balance of institutional arrangements that we've currently been experiencing, but also with the level of pioneering spirit. And so I find that when we're looking at this co-creation and this co-design of new projects, this is one that rings true for the UK PACT secondment and with the skill sharing. And I think what we're trying to do here is trying to look at a new frontier of work and trying to find different solutions for a completely different economy and space that we find ourselves in with complex problems in an intersectional way, and subsequently trying to reimagine and be creatively astute with the way that we all need to work together to find and to reach our global goal. So it's been quite an empowering process. Being a part of the Presidential Climate Commission and working as an aspect of the advisory body. And lastly, just a point on how collaboration actually can bring together science, socioeconomic issues, and at the same time still be deeply representative in the way that we're engaging. So thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Nyoku. And as one of our first secondee in South Africa and one of our first secondments through UK PACT, we're learning so much from the work that you're doing as well. So we really value that spirit of partnership and collaboration. And I think you summed up so perfectly in the, sort of the values of what we're trying to do today, together through this program. So hopefully you've heard a bit about the program, you've got a better sense of what we're trying to do together, and the program, the portfolio, our partnerships will continue to grow over the next few years, and we really want you to be part of that journey with us. You've hopefully seen there's a huge array of work under UK PACT, from secondments to skill shares to programmatic finance to deep partnership over multiple years, and that's really, really important to the way that we work. So we really encourage you to be part of it. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I'm sorry we don't have time for Q&A now. We'd love to stick around and do that. So a few of us will be here in the pavilion if you have any questions. We have I think a slide with our, with our contact details. If not, we can give them to you afterwards. But yeah, and to everyone who's joined on video as well, thank you so much for joining. There we go. The website, you can get all of the information, plus plenty more videos that showcase some of the work that we've done so far. But thank you to everyone who came along today and gave your time.